The fight's nearly over. Australian troops will begin withdrawing from Afghanistan a year earlier than expected. Many will be home before the end of 2013, but Afghanistan's ambassador believes the Afghan military is in its infancy and may need help for another decade. Here's Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin.
This is the end game. After 10 years of fighting, Australia's troops are preparing to get their marching orders. The Prime Minister's laid out an exit strategy.
This is a war with a purpose. This is a war with an end.
The end's coming faster than originally expected. Afghanistan will start taking control of Afghan province within months, allowing some Australians to come home by the end of this year, the bulk by the end of next year.
I know that the peoples of the world's democracies want to see their sons and daughters returned from war, and that is as it should be.
Some will stay behind though. Julia Gillard committed Australia to long-term assistance.
We are prepared to consider a limited Special Forces contribution in the right circumstances and under the right mandate.
Afghanistan thinks they could be needed for a decade.
We might see even the Australian forces leaving even earlier than this, than 2025, But the element of military cooperation might stay on.
Just yesterday, coordinated insurgent attacks left dozens dead in the heart of Kabul. Julia Gillard praised the Afghan security forces' fight back.
An encouraging sign for the future of the counterinsurgency and for the success of transition to Afghan security leadership.
Whatever the signs, the polls suggest most people are tired of the war, here and in the United States. Barack Obama wants a withdrawal timetable before the presidential elections, and many Australian troops will be on their way home before Australia votes.
While that's good, it's not quick enough, and it's still heavy with politics. It's all about the Prime Minister wanting to get this off the table as an election issue.
I guess the biggest concern I have is that we don't pull out until the Afghan National Security Force is ready for us to go in Afghanistan, and we've got to trust our commanders on the ground in relation to that.
Labor sources insist the timetable's based on military rather than political considerations. Tony Abbott's willing to believe them.
I have no reason to think that it shouldn't be possible to finish the job sooner rather than later.
32 Australian troops have died in Afghanistan. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.